A woman who drives diggers should finally end this ridiculous debate about whether Prince Harry should be invited to see his father be crowned the next king of the United Kingdom. Now, that woman is Sasha Walpole. She's the mystery older woman who Harry said in his memoir Spare took his virginity in a field at the back of a pub. He was just 16.
I am the lady that Prince Harry wrote about in his book, who he lost his virginity to. He may have been Prince Harry to everyone else, but to me he was just Harry. We were mates, we hung out together, we shared an interest of horses.
Now, Walpole said she'd never have spoken out had Harry not described the incident in his book. Just one more way that Harry just makes things worse for everyone by blurting out things that should have stayed personal.
I didn't know Harry was a virgin at the time. It was just a quickie in the field, and yeah, I had no idea. Harry wrote in his book that I gave him a slap on the bum. I gave him a little squeeze as well. It was a bit of fun. He had a peachy bum. He was young. I've kept this a secret for 21 years. I would never have said anything if he hadn't have put it in his book. And he's brought this to me, and I have to say it in my words, but otherwise it's going to get twisted, and I wanted to get it across how it happened. I don't mind Harry writing that it was inglorious in his book. It wasn't that glorious. We were drunk and having sex in a field. It's never going to be glorious. I'm surprised Harry put it in his book. It was such a long time ago. We were teenagers.
So why should this end the talk about whether Harry should be invited to the coronation, with King Charles reportedly so desperate that he does go, that he's asked the Archbishop of Canterbury to work out some sort of deal that will win Harry over, even if it makes the king look a bit weak? Well, in how many ways should this sex talk end this debate? Apart from Harry living up to this cheap stereotype of the British upper classes, you know, having sex with a young woman, a young servant in their father's employ, having his way with her and then leaving her. I mean, seriously. Well, I tell you, first, how undignified is Harry? Boasting about his first sex romp and now dominating the tabloids that he so loathes, feeding them exactly the stuff that would make him look a bit cheap, really, and by extension, the monarchy. Second, this shows again Harry and his memory cannot be trusted. In his book, Harry said he lost his virginity to an older woman. In fact, he lost it to a teenager who was just 18, really. Now, okay, yes, a year or so older than him, but she's still a year younger than Harry's wife, Meghan Markle. And there's an older woman for Harry. And then, of course, there's the caddishness and disloyalty and ingratitude that we see in Harry once again. I mean, this woman, Sasha Walpole, just 18, I said at the time. She says Harry used to catch up with her before the sex. They were friends. He'd arranged to meet at the pub. He'd even ring her at her home. But after the sex, she saw him never again. There was no call, there was nothing. Now, she's not bitter at all. She's got class. She's got class. She wishes him well, even if she says she doesn't really understand why he went into such detail in the book, and enough detail for her friends to know it was her, and then making her think, well, okay, I better get my own story out, sort of control the narrative a little. And no doubt she'll make a little bit of money from it, even though it's not going to be as much as Harry has from his kiss and tell and memoirs and general bitchiness. But isn't there a pattern here? A pattern of ingratitude from Harry, of use and lose. And then, of course, this Harry with his big mouth, just blurting any old thing and causing all kinds of unexpected trouble and grief like this now. But, I mean, just remember, for instance, how he also said in his book, I killed 25 Taliban members in Afghanistan. I mean, bang, diplomatic uproar, blowback from Afghanistan, blowback from Iran. This totally immature prince just has no filter, no judgment, no idea of consequences, particularly for other people, when he opens his mouth. So is the king really going to invite him and wife Meghan Markle to the coronation just to give them yet more material for their books or their Spotify podcast about how awful Charles is, or how evil Harry's stepmother is, or how his brother was mean to him, or how his sister-in-law Kate pulled a face at Meghan Markle when she asked to borrow her lip gloss. I mean, just remember how Harry and Markle moaned and whined about their terrible seats the last time they did a royal duty at Commonwealth Day celebrations when the Queen was still alive. Why on earth give this couple that's made millions by dishing dirt on the royals, by breaking confidences, trading secrets, telling how Harry lost his virginity, why give them even more stuff to retail in their great PR machine of poor me and give us your dollars? Why reward them for their treachery? But there's actually a bigger issue here, and it goes beyond Sacha Walpole. Because this coronation in May, it isn't, just some sort of family party for King Charles. I know he'd love his younger son to be there for dear old dad on his big day. Finally, I'm the king, where's my son? And I know Charles is a softie. He'd love nothing better than to have his boy back being loving, being part of a family again. But this coronation is not for that. It's not for Charles, it's for the nation. It's not a family reunion. It's meant to be the most solemn event where a nation accepts and binds itself to its monarch. He's the symbol of their unity and the ultimate guarantor of their constitution and their freedoms. And this is the day that he becomes that in full and is acknowledged as that. And you don't want people there who symbolise instead division and disloyalty and mistrust, who take the cameras away, the spotlight away from the next king too of the United Kingdom, by the way, Prince William, who, unlike Harry, has served with all the sense of duty and discretion and the dignity that Harry clearly does not have. Now, this coronation, it's already compromised enough by Harry and his appalling uncle, Prince Andrew, the one accused of sleeping with a 17-year-old, pimped out to him by pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Andrew denies that, I should add. But because of them, King Charles has already dropped one ancient part of the coronation where all the dukes of the realm individually pay him homage and swear their loyalty. We can't have that now. I can't have Andrew in front of the cameras doing that, can he? And he can't count on Harry doing it either now. So, a change, only William, the heir, is going to do that little part of the ceremony, pledging loyalty. So I think, look, that's enough. That is enough. Forget Harry. He adds nothing. He destroys plenty. Leave him in California to tell stories about the first time he had sex, the drugs he took, his jealousies and his resentments, and how he wants people to apologise to him instead of the other way around. I mean, just leave him. The coronation of King Charles is not for him. It is for the United Kingdom and all the other countries of the Commonwealth, and they deserve a ceremony of dignity.